Good morning. Stacy, S-T-A-C-Y, Davis, D-A-V-I-S, Gates, G-A-T-E-S, Vice President, Chicago Teachers Union. Look, our world is upside down and inside out in this moment. On the West Coast, there are fires ravaging the neighborhoods of Americans. In the southern part of our country, there are hurricanes displacing our Americans. And in cities and in states across this country, we have a pandemic that has killed over 230,000 Americans. And now we are in the middle of an electoral process that we have done many times before, that we fully intend to shift the trajectory of everything that is upside down and inside out at this moment. And in order to do that, every single vote has to be counted. That's not an if, there's not a but, there is an expectation, there is past precedence, there is law that undergirds the sanctity of our vote in this country. Our democracy depends on it. Our freedom depends on it. Our lives literally depend on it. As a member of labor, we are prepared to be in solidarity to ensure that our democracy is protected in this moment. It is of the utmost importance that we put humanity in front of partisan bickering and politics, but also clarify what the stakes of this particular election is and what we need from it. So I stand here with my sisters and brothers, my siblings in labor, saying that we are going to ensure the sanctity of this election. We are in solidarity with protecting the results. Thank you.
We know that across this country, the value of essential workers has been recognized a lot more this year than it has in the past. They're absolutely critical to preserving the health and safety of the American people. We have one here with us today because we think that the votes of essential workers are also essential. So Shantonia Jackson, who is a member of SEIU Healthcare and a CNA at a nursing home, is going to speak next. Shantonia.
Hi, my name is Shantonia Jackson. I work for City View Nursing Multicare. And I'm just coming out to say that the vote is very important, considering I've lost a couple of employees that work with City View, Camilla Kirkwood and Rosie Swain. They were very essential workers. And I want them to know I'm voting, I voted because my vote counts. And I'm voting for them to make sure that all our votes count and all our union brothers and sisters are together. And we stand as one and let everyone know that this election is very important. So I need all the essential workers to get out and vote. I need everyone to get out and vote because the world is changing and it's been very hard for me as an essential worker. I work 16 hours a day. I've worked to help care for the loved ones of all the American people who can't get their loved ones at home. I'm there for them. And I want the American people to know this is a very important election. And I need all of us to go out and vote. The young, the old, the sick, just everyone. And stand together with your brothers and sisters out here, our union brothers and sisters, and just to let you know that this is very important to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we're going to hear from a couple leaders of SEIU Local 73. We'll start with the president of the local, Diane Palmer.
Thank you very much. I am Diane Palmer, president of SEIU Local 73. I'm here joined by a number of labor leaders and members united to say that every vote that was cast should and must be counted. The labor across the country are voting like never before. We are utilizing the rights afforded to us in our states to vote early in person and by mail, and those votes should be counted. I stand here this morning united against hate, united against divisiveness, united against those that would be concerned only about themselves and not about the people of the United States. Let it be known that we stand united and we intend to stand up and speak out peacefully and legally to protect every single vote. Thank you. I also have with me our Secretary Treasurer, Joe Richard, and he'd like to have a couple words.
Thank you. Good morning. They tried to silence our voice with Citizens United. Now they're trying to take away one vote, one voice. We need to stop that. We need a fair election, no matter how you vote, whether it be by mail-in ballot, whether it be in person. They need to count every single vote. We need a fair election. We also need a peaceful transition. Once the election takes place, and once all the votes are counted, we need to make sure that we have that smooth transition. Thank you.
And now we're going to have Roberto Clack from the Warehouse Workers Organizing Committee.
Thank you, everyone. I just want to say, we don't need history to repeat itself. 20 years ago, the same thing happened with Gore and Bush. We need to protect our election. We need the labor movement to be there to fight for workers, to make sure that we have justice, to make sure that every vote counts. We will be there. We will stand in solidarity. We will fight back against any attempt to steal this election. 20 years ago, when the election was stolen, it brought us the Iraq War. It brought us lower labor standards. We need to fight. We need our members to continue to show up to the polls. We need the labor movement to be out in the street if they do try to steal this. And we need to stand in solidarity and begin to heal this country. Enough is enough. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Roberta. So a statement has been emailed to all of the news offices, so they should have it back at wherever you're from in the media. But what I can say is the labor movement knows how important it is to defend democracy in this country. We are democratic institutions. Working people only get ahead when the majority get ahead in this country, because the working people are the overwhelming majority in this country. And so we're going to do whatever it takes to defend democracy. There are already plans to be out on the streets. There is going to be a protest right across here at Daley Plaza, already scheduled, with thousands of people we would expect, not only labor union members, but from all kinds of civil society organizations that are concerned about upholding democracy. It's going to be starting at 5 o'clock on Wednesday. Unless there's been a concession at that point, which we aren't guessing there will be, given the propaganda that's coming out of one of the campaigns. So we're prepared to continue action, whatever it takes to make sure that democracy is sustained in this country. We know what it's taken in other countries that have faced tin pot dictators trying to stay in office after the people of their country have voted them out, and people have to stay in the streets. There may have to be general shutdowns of workplaces, which would be called a general strike. There may have to be ongoing peaceful mass protests. That's what's going to be our interest, to make sure that we preserve democracy in this country. So we look forward to the results of the election. We look forward to the protected. We look forward to every vote being counted. Thank you. Are there any questions for any of the people here? If not, I guess we are done. Thank you.